the Holocaust. Hetty, a Dutch war bride who still remembers the day the earth shook.
We could, at some points, we could feel the ground kind of shaking. There was obviously shooting going on somewhere. The church bells started ringing early in the morning, and they came banging on the door and said, "Evacuate, take what you can carry." People carrying the darnest things, birds in cages. Stupidly, I picked up my little dog and I said, "Well, I'm ready to go." And my mother said, "Not so fast." She says, you get 2 slips on, she says, and wear a warm dress and wear your winter coat, because we don't know where we will be sleeping tonight.
But with nowhere to go, people drifted home the same night to watch the skies on fire in their final hours of freedom.
And from where we lived, you could see that glow in the sky, and people told us it's Rotterdam burning. And so the day right after that, the Germans marched in. And singing, they always were singing, and they marched in. And I remember we went in the house and drew the drapes, we didn't want to see them.
The Nazi terror had begun.
I was at the railway station one time to pick up a relative that was coming to see us, and I saw they had part of it roped off, and there was a group of about 15 people there, and their heads were all, girls and all, heads shaved off, and they were Jewish people. And while I waited for that train to come, they got pushed into a cattle train and taken, and that upset me so much. Every Tuesday, a train full would go.
Tuesdays, the day Dutch avoid the train station.
They dreaded this train coming because they knew it would only get worse.
The Nazi roundups. Jewish friends, colleagues, teachers, children, betrayed by their neighbors.
You didn't know who was going to be the traitors. There were people in town that were actually pro-German. And if they knew where any Jews were, they would tell the Germans, and they probably got paid for it.
Upstairs in the family attic, a Jewish couple hides, unsure. Sally and Esther, will they survive another day?
It was after curfew, and bang, bang, and Mother said, "Who could that be?" There's a Gestapo, and they're coming to the door, and, well, he said, "We are accusing you of helping Jews." And they said, "Well, you're coming with us?" And I said, "Just a minute here, my dad hasn't done anything." And my dad, well, was kind of cool. He said, "Well, I'm having breakfast right now, and I will finish it." And then this guy took him by the shirt. He said, "No, you won't." And he tore the shirt and said, "You come with us."
At the same time, the Germans grab Hetty's teacher and her neighbor across the street. All 3 are arrested for harboring Jews.
This high-ranking German officer, and he said to Dad, "So, and do you know why you are here?" And my dad said, "No, I have not a clue why I'm here." Well, he said, "We are accusing you of helping Jews. And what have you got to say for yourself?" And my dad said, I said, "Well, would you know of any Jews that would help me?" And then this guy started to laugh. So that was a good answer, I guess. And he says, "Well, I guess we were gonna let you go this time."
The next-door neighbor is not as quick with his answers for the Gestapo.
They shot the neighbor. They shot him, and he was doing the same thing as my dad was, but he had a little notebook, and he had written things down. And I think that was his undoing.
But the risk to keep Esther and Sally in the attic is now too great. Johan finds a safe house outside of the city. To get there will be dangerous. Guided by Hetty's parents, the Jewish couple will have to pass Nazi patrols.
But when it got darker out, like October, so they couldn't be seen leaving. Nobody could see them, nobody could see them.
At the last minute, Hetty's mother gets cold feet.
I could see my mother was nervous. And I said, you know what, Mom, why don't you stay and I will go? Oh, no, no, she said, I couldn't let you do that. I said, yes, you can.
You're deciding to go. That was very brave for an 18-year-old girl.
I can't remember even thinking about that. And I didn't have a moment's worry that we wouldn't make it. Though I know very well if we were stopped, we would have all gone to the concentration camp.
The escape plan will depend on Hetty.
Sally and I, we walked together. If somebody came the other way, we would kind of stop and we would kind of hug and cuddle as if we couldn't wait to get home. Yeah, there ahead, Esther's pushing the carriage, and we're just hoping we don't meet a German who wants to look at the baby. They were standing outside and they were smoking. It was full of Germans there, but we had to go past it. We had to. There was no other way to get to that place. And then they called out, "Guten Abend." Now, normally we would not have said a word to them, but we could not take that chance this time. So we called out, "Guten Abend," trying to be friendly.
You yourself said goodnight to the German soldiers?
Yeah, I called out "Guten Abend," and we got past it. We got on our bikes back to the house, and we felt, good, we're safe, we've done it, you see. We thought that it was at least 2 people they were not going to drag to the concentration camp.
Hetty married a Canadian soldier who took part in the liberation of Holland. She settled in Edmonton and had 54 years of marriage. But she never forgot the friends in the attic, 2 Jewish couples who survived 1,825 days of Nazi occupation.